Suburban Conference High School boys hockey. The conference schedule begins tonight as the defending champion and a team with a 20-game conference winning streak, the Maple Grove Crimson, travel here to Champlin Park to take on the Rebels. Rebels looking for the upset here tonight on QCTV. Along with Jim Childs, I'm Jim Erickson. It's great to be back in the rink here. Great to get the Northwest Suburban Conference season going, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. And surprisingly, Champlin Park's off to an undefeated or unbeaten streak so far. I had a good game against Forest Lake last on Tuesday, hoping for some big defensive stands tonight by their team.
Goaltending will be key. Both teams lost a lot of players off of last year's team. Maple Grove lost 7 of their top 9 scorers off of last year's team and their starting goalie. But they're getting to be a program where they just rebuild. They don't, they reload. They don't rebuild.
Yeah, Larry or Landon Gunderson, a phenomenal junior. He's really good. 48 points as a sophomore last year. He's going to be one to watch tonight, number 17.
All right, we're just minutes away from puck drop here from the Champlin Ice Forum. Rebels and Crimson here on QCTV Sports.
Touchdown! She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop playing! Stop playing! He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night. And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
And from the Champlin Ice Forum, welcome back here. Along with Jim Childs, I'm Jim Erickson. The Maple Grove Crimson were ranked number 1 going into the season. They have dropped down to number 3. The most recent rankings that came out today, Edina's number 1, number 2 Andover, number 3 Maple Grove, and Champlin Park undefeated on the season here without a loss. Maple Grove 1-1 with a loss to Eden Prairie. And we are underway. Champlin Park, the team in the whites here from the Champlin Ice Forum. And in those dark with the crimson trim and shoulders, it's the Crimson of Maple Grove. Jack Kernan, who was on last year's team, he had 2 goals and an assist against Edina. And a quick shot on goal and the save by the goalie for Champlin Park getting the start here. And he's played in all the games so far. Cohen New, Jim.
Yeah, Cohen New Jr. comes in, like you said, all 3 games. He's 2-0-1, 2.53 goals against. 893 save percentage, not too bad.
Taking the draw for Champlin Park, Tyler Trombley, second line centerman, senior. They started the line of Trombley, Bernovic, and Grant here tonight for the Rebels. As they break out here, right to left, Trombley out to center, will dump it in wide of the netminder for Maple Grove, Toby Hopp, who had an assist last year, got a couple of wins last year, but played against one of the top goalies in the state, Jack Weinecke. As the Rebels get it back at center. They come back, cross, and a shot that whistles high and wide. Trevor Aberwald, Jordan Ron, who had 16 points last year, and Evan Williams, the top line here for Champlin Park. As the Rebels find it out to center, the pass up to Parker Wente, the defenseman, off of his stick and deep here into the Rebel zone.
On this top line, they're missing Ethan Muss, one of their top scorers for Champlin Park.
Yeah, he had a hat trick against Mankato East. One of the wins here for the Rebels. They're 2-0-1, but he's out with an injury. And, boy, you want to be all hands on deck. You want to be full strength when you're taking on Maple Grove. And that's just an unfortunate, untimely injury here for Champlin Park early in the season. They kick it around the slot. They get it in deep, and a trickling puck in on Hop. And he'll hold on and make the save. The face-off will be in the Maple Grove zone. We're just underway here, a minute and a half in, Jim. No score.
Yeah, good pressure there by Matthew Baljet, who was right on Hop's stick. And Hop, good and fortunate, was able to freeze the puck.
That line is Matthew Blodgett centering Matthew Peterson and Matthew Lang. 2 juniors and a sophomore here for the Rebels. They win the draw. They get a shot from the right wing outside the circle, hit traffic. Rebound back in the corner, and the Crimson try to clear it out. Steenerson in the vicinity, and they come up with it. Grant Leno, one of their defensemen, forcing it out at center, right in front of us here at the Champlin Ice Forum. Puck picked up now by Blodgett. Blodgett tried to make a move on the near wing. 2 defenders there, crunched down on him. Blodgett still after it in the corner. Good forecheck here for the Rebels. Blodgett keeps it alive. Lang takes a hit, still keeping it in the zone here deep below the icing line. And finally the Crimson come out. And their centerman, Finn Brink, had 2 goals in that game against Edina. They had a 5-2 lead in that game. Ended up losing in overtime. As the Rebels clear, it was tipped, so no icing, and play will continue.
Yeah, with a 5-2 lead with about 6 minutes left in the third period.
Here's a chance the other way. Kernan comes in, but they whistle it offside. They'll come back the other way. 14-32 your first period. No score. Champlin Park wins over Mankato East and Duluth Denfeld 5-3 and 6-1. Then they had an exciting game that ended in a tie against Forest Lake at the Forest Lake Sports Center on Tuesday.
You had mentioned that top line. That top line accounted for 10 out of the 15 goals for the Rebels so far this year, so really quite potent.
Action here in the Maple Grove zone. Crimson find it behind their net. Their netminder, Toby Hott, had a 1.35 goals against average last year playing behind Winnicky. He was one of their backups, and now he's the main man. Both of the goaltenders tonight, Hop and New, have played every minute of every game for the clubs here in the early going. Game 3 of the season for the 1-1 Maple Grove Crimson, a 20-game Northwest Suburban Conference winning streak. Went 16-0 last year in winning the championship outright. As it's backhanded in by the Crimson in deep, they'll get a line change. Jaglow in forechecking here for the Crimson. Goal and assist on the season at 10 points last year. Rebels come through and they get a look with Ron, and it's in the glove of Toby Hop. Face off in the Maple Grove zone.
Yeah, nice shot. Tried to go glove side. Right in between the dots, just pulls it back and rips it right on Hop. Hop, clear vision, able to glove it easily.
Ron against Kernan. We have the 2-referee, 1 linesman system here, the Northwest Suburban Conference. So you see some of the referees also handling some of the linesman duties as well. They'll call icing and offside and some of the other things that in other levels you don't see the referee or official wearing the orange sleeve doing. As this one's whistled down, we'll come back and get another face-off in the Maple Grove zone.
The forecheck continues to be a huge positive. They're just a gritty team. The Rebels are a gritty team.
Yeah, it's been a good start here for
Yep.
Champlin Park so far here in the opening 3.5 minutes. They have been able to push back the Crimson and kind of keep them pinned in their own zone. Maple Grove really hasn't been able to mount any kind of an offensive charge the other way. Nice job at the point. Bellison for the Rebels holding it in. Centering pass in the slot. Bouncing puck. Aberwald was there. Couldn't settle it down. Ends up here on the near side wall. And it's flipped back out to center, and the Rebels find it again. They'll go back to their blue line. Assistant captain Nolan Peterson, who had 10 points last year. Champlin Park lost some of their top scorers from last year as well. Lost Hogan Sinjum, who had 23 points. He was their leading scorer on last year's club. As the Crimson look for a long stretch pass, they do connect ahead at the Rebel line. Nelson tips it in. He's off on the line change. Peterson for the Rebels from deep in their zone. Hands it off the other way. Bellison long pass. They come in onside. Almost a nice saucer pass on the right side as they were looking on that right side and a right wing with an opportunity. Good job by the Blodgett and Matthew Lang line. Never got the shot off though, and the Crimson end up with it in their zone. Maple Grove up to Geese. Geese down the near wing. Leaves it back at the line. Leno down the slot. Intercepted Champlin Park. Johnson has it the other way. He'll flip it out to center off the stick of Lang. And then up off the glass and out by Maple Grove. Rebels at the blue line kicked around, and Maple Grove will go back and reset.
Yeah, they're just not. Crimson just do not have any opportunity to get set on offense in the zone.
Rebels doing a really nice job in the neutral zone, pushing them to the outside, little trap. The zone entries have not been good here for Maple Grove, or haven't been as clean as they'd like. And their head coach, Todd Berglund, told me they need to get pucks deep, get pucks to the net here so far. And so far, not a single shot on goal according to the scoreboard, although we had the one glove save that was made and a couple trickling pucks.
Yep.
Either they're not putting them up on the scoreboard or those did not qualify as shots on goal, as we'll get this one whistled down and a face-off comes outside of the Maple Grove zone.
Well, Tom Potter, head coach for the Rebels, told me before the game that they're going to have to get in the passing lanes. They're going to have to get in the shooting lanes, and just be a little menaces.
Well, they've done that so far.
Yep.
Here's a steal. Riker Grant coming in without numbers. Crosses the Maple Grove line, gets it into the near side corner. And the Crimson along the near side push it out of the zone. Brink, left side shot, save made by New. And then it's a Fink again. It's loose. And again, kicked around. Good save there by Cohen New. Finn Brink. I'm combining his first and last name and calling him Fink. It's Finn Brink, who's a junior, had 2 goals against Edina and 10 points last year for the state tournament Crimson Club. Maple Grove, they got as far as the Rebel line, comes back out to center. Intercepted Marganeau. Marganeau across the line. He runs into resistance there, hands it off to Brink. Brink goes rink wide. And a race for the puck, poked out by the Rebels' Roy Johnson. Back to the Crimson line, and then right back to Maple Grove. They'll have to start again late and deep in their zone with 10:25 left in the first. Crimson at center. Get it here to the near wing. Jaglow forced into the corner. That's something the Rebels have done nicely here so far as well. They've forced Maple Grove to the outside. A lot of the shots have been perimeter shots that they've gotten off. Crimson with a puck. They cough it up at the blue line. Good check there. Jordan Ron with a little poke check, poking it out of the zone. And the Rebels will go back and reset again with Nolan Peterson back behind his net.
Well, Crimson are kind of pulling the same forecheck that the Rebels started off with, and just back and forth.
Cleared all the way down by Champlin Park, and this will be icing here on the Rebels. 9:46 left in the first period. 0-0. See some of the fans out here. Those young Rebels, youth hockey program.
Great to see them back at the high school rinks. And this means a lot to the players and the families.
Draw in the Rebel zone. Johnson, team captain here. Stick went flying. That's Johnson's stick. He's going to play defense without it. So that gives Maple Grove a numbers opportunity here. A shot from the far side point all the way through by Picconato. Goes wide into the near corner. Goaltender Cohen News, a junior, was a backup last year to Hayden Hubers, who had an outstanding season. Rebels as a club last year, 7 wins. They went 7-11-1. Working it around is Gunderson. Left side, he got a good pass across. Cross ice pass over to the left side. And the shot is in on New. He'll make the save. Landon Gunderson is the team captain, Jim. 48 points last year, 3rd on the team in scoring behind Kyle Kukkonen and Sam Jacobs, 2 guys that are going to be going and eventually in a year play Division I hockey.
Yeah, Gunderson is he's special. You can just see just there how he can control the puck. His head's up, looking around, and made a great pass.
Finn Brink winning the draw, pulling it back, and a shot from the point off of the stick of New, high into the air to the far corner. And back after it is Brink again, who's had an active night here, the junior centerman. To the near side, Skansen with a close shot, and that's off of New. And that goes out of play. Another face-off in the Rebel zone. Sawyer Skansen's a good story here when you consider the Maple Grove football team just last week on Friday playing Lakeville South for the state championship.
Yeah, and was named actually defensive or defensive top 5. He won an award last night for the Crimson, so not a dull moment in that house.
6'3", 200. He played defense, didn't he? Wasn't he?
He was a defensive lineman. Yep.
He was a big, strong guy playing on that left wing, and they get it up high, get off of the blocker. This time Stelgis with a shot, and so far Cohen New has been up to the task. They work it back up to the far side point. Hollis circles around. He had Stelgis in the middle. Instead, he'll just get the puck deep below the icing line here behind the net. See what happens there. Rebels find it. That was the best sustained offensive pressure that Maple Grove has had so far in this hockey game as they send it back deep in the Rebels' end.
Yeah, and it was good passing, tape-to-tape passing, but just good movement. People weren't standing and kind of caught the Rebels on their heels.
We'll get an icing here on Champlin Park, and we'll join Cohen New. Cohen on the season, .893 save percentage, 2.53 goals against. He is 2-0-1. His backup is Jack McAben. Rebels with a face-off win. They force it back out to center. Crimson set it up. Jaglow got spun around. It's stolen with Ron coming in. Doesn't have numbers, waiting for some help. Lifts it back up to the point. Bellison towards the net. And he has it here, the near side half wall. Kick back to the middle. Ron lost the handle. Jordan Ron goes back and resets. Ron's gotten off to a good start. 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points here in the first 3 games. 3 points against Denfeld, 3 points against Mankato East. Goaltender for Maple Grove, Tyler Hopp, went down to the ice. Puck was behind him along the wall. Ends up back out to neutral, then thrown back in by the Rebels. Not out yet. Far point, Bellison with a shot off the pad. And Hopp makes the save. Rebound Rebels, or excuse me, Crimson the other way. They have some speed on the entry. Left side, scores! Jaglow, as they came across in the Rebel zone, and they created some space between the three offensive players on the attack, the three attackers, and they found Jaglow at a good look, and he rips it past New, and Maple Grove first team on the board.
Yeah, Jaglow was just sitting right inside that circle. Great pass and a one-timer. You see right here from right into the lower, right past his stick.
New had made some good saves here in this first period, and that one just a really good shot by Jaglow, and New could not come up with it. So 1-0 Maple Grove. Time of that goal, 9:56. Jaglow, his second of the season. And the Crimson go right back to work. The Crimson have really turned the tide here. They try a cross-ice pass to the far side. Danny Nelson just out of his reach. Into the far corner, past Nelson now at the point. And a race for the puck. The Rebels trying to get to it. Grant is there. He's taken out of the play. Back to the near corner, then they'll reverse it back far side with Maple Grove looking up ice. Fisher, though, couldn't control. Held in by the Crimson. They try to work it around. They bring it to the corner. Now up to the near side point. Peterson. Here's his shot. Fought off by Hopp. Near corner. Back up to Peterson. Up high in the air off of the stick of Trombley. Near corner. Trombley. Matthew Peterson on this line now up to the point. Slips past Peterson. A chance for a break the other way for the Crimson. Here they come in. Gunderson to the backside and lifting it up high over the crossbar and out of play. Chayton Fisher. A dangerous top line with Gunderson feeding Fisher. Fisher's an interesting story. As a sophomore, he played some, had 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. And then last year he ended up playing. They were so deep last year. Fisher ended up playing on JV. And now he's back this year playing on their top line. And their head coach Todd Berglund said that he's had, especially in the Edina game, maybe in both the first 2 games, had as good a chance as anybody. Just hasn't scored. Almost did there to make it 2-0.
That was a great pass by Gunderson. Saucer pass right over the defenseman's stick.
Rebels at center. They've got it again. They come across. Shot from way out. Blodgett sends it in, gloved, and New will drop it. With 5:30 left in the first period, along with Jim Childs, I'm Jim Erickson from Champlin, the Champlin Ice Forum, here on QCTV Sports.
That last rush, great patience by Austin Anderson, going around the net for the Rebels. A nice puck possession to be able to not force anything.
Crimson clear. No icing. They let it go. Behind his own net, getting back to get it, Drew Bellison. Bellison, a junior defenseman, paired up with Austin Anderson. To the line, not out. Wristed towards the net. Blocked. Peterson got a piece of it. Peterson up ahead, Lang. Lang over to Blodgett. Blodgett in low. Swung back around. Lang trying to create something offensively. Bad angle shot from that far side. And the Crimson grab the rebound. Maple Grove coming back to the way. Lucas Bush across the line. He's got Geese with him. Geese trailing, picks up the puck. Low angle shot that hit a leg of a Rebel. And the rebound, Ron. Ron, long feet ahead. Williams tries to find it, tries a dipsy-do away from the defender, and he does get the puck back and gets a shot from the lower half of the far circle, and it's gloved by Hopp. He holds on.
Standing right on the doorstep was Trevor Eberwald, who was waiting for a rebound, but nice job by Williams. Long shift and put a shot right on net.
It was a nifty move by Williams. He knew he had a defender right on him. He had a Maple Grove player. He tried the little stop move and hold on to the puck at the same time, and it actually worked. And he got a shot off from a low angle, but still it was on net. Forces an offensive zone face-off and a turnover all alone out in front. The shot by Bernovic, save by Hopp. Off of the turnover, off a tip, and a golden chance there.
Again, see right there, Grant deflects the pass, and Bernavik just couldn't get it past him right into the midsection of Hop.
You know, Toby Hop did a nice job. He almost anticipated that.
Yeah.
He was out above his crease, ready to cut down that angle. As the Crimson come back with their speed, Skansen comes in, shot save. New got a piece of it. It bounces in the near corner. And it's still in the Rebel zone. Now fought out by Trombley. That'll go all the way down. No icing, not enough on that. Wide of the Crimson net. And Maple Grove will come back the other way here with their team captain, Parker Wente. Wente trailing the play, centering pass, tipped over to the far side. Steenerson into the corner for it to the far wing. Here's a wrist shot that goes high. That was Brink, who has a couple of goals on the season, both of them against Edina. It was off the glass. Maple Grove maintains possession. Skansen over to the defenseman with a wrist shot. Scrambling save. Margano with a shot. And the puck ends up back behind the net. More pressure here by the Crimson. It's Wente again. He'll saucer one through. Blockered aside by New. And right there for the rebound was Brink, but a defender was on him. And then it's sent the other way. That's really all the Rebels could do. That was their best defense because the Crimson are applying the heat right now, up 1-0.
Steenerson, you see right here. New trying to have vision. It goes right off of his shoulder.
Oh.
That was one thing that you'll notice is New is not big in stature, but he's got some good lateral quickness.
Finn Brink, again, 5'9", 180 pounds, was right there on the doorstep and almost forced that one in. Off of the backside rebound. Crimson throw it right back in here. Now their forecheck taking a toll with a 1-0 lead and 3 minutes left to go in the first period. Crimson back and forth, centering pass for Jaglow and a shot high off the glass. Rebound back right wing. Leno, the defenseman, coming in. Swings it around to the far corner off the glove of Peterson for the Rebels. Back up to Blodgett. Blodgett feeds it ahead Lang. Lang right side shot through a screen. Blockered away by the goaltender Hop. Rebound picked up. Rebels block the outlet pass by Kernan. Now it's controlled, carried the other way. Picanato, defenseman, third set pair. Into the far side, spun around. Crimson have the puck in deep. Rebels, long pass ahead. Here's a chance for Williams. In, shot save. And Hop will freeze play. Face-off will be to his left.
Another good scoring opportunity. But the one thing that's happening is the Rebels are one and done. It's one shot, and either the rebound is going right to a Crimson or it's collected by Hop.
Excellent stretch pass and look by Brody Olson from his own zone. And he found Evan Williams and sprung him for a decent look. But again, Hop coming out again, closing down the angle and securing the rebound. Here's another chance out in front. This puck came out to Bernavik and he rips it wide. So a good little push here by the Rebels in the final 2 minutes of the first period. Gunderson comes in, he's shifty, lost it. Nelson picks it up, back to the left side, in towards the net, saved by New. And rebound on the doorstep, Gunderson camped. He's got it again. They're all over Gunderson. In fact, one of the defensemen, Nolan Peterson, actually tugged on his jersey a couple of times there. They let it go. Gunderson's got it again. Gunderson in, near side, drop pass Nelson. Here's his shot, kicked out New. Rebound back to Gunderson. Tried to play it, looked like off of New, the back of the goaltender and in. And it's behind the net, centering pass defense nicely by Champlin Park. Riker Grant, the forward, got in the way of that. Another shot from up top, this time off the stick of Fisher. That hits traffic. Rebels will clear. It was tipped. It'll be no icing. Actually played with a high stick. And Maple Grove will be whistled down here. Since it was played with a high stick, they'll get a face-off here in the Crimson zone with 1:08 left to go.
Well, Landon Gunderson is fun to watch. He has a good understanding where everybody is on the ice, and it has made a couple of nice opportunities for Nelson and Fisher.
Credit to our graphics person here tonight, adding the snow and the Santa hat and the holiday bunting, if you will, the holiday trim on our score bug here tonight from Champlin Ice Forum. Rebels trying to answer here late in the period. Redirected, beautiful play off the stick of Blodgett. And it went wide near side. Now 3-on-2 the other way here. Skansen coming in. He'll leave it on the far side. Brink up the wall to Wente at the point. Back in low to Brink. Knocked down, redirected. Anderson was there in the intercept. Low angle shot. Easy save by New. Ends up back to Wente, then back up to the blue line. Held in, shot, block, going down to get in the way of that one. Johnson comes back out to Wente. Wente with a wrist shot that sails up high off the goaltender New and up along the end wall. Rebels right now just trying to hold on and keep this 1-0 with the Crimson applying pressure in the final seconds. Shot from the point, that hits bodies. Marganeau with the saucer in. Tied up, back up to Marganeau with 2 seconds left. One last shot, that's blocked. As the Rebels got in the way of that, Matthew Lang, and that is how we will end the first period of play, Jim.
Yeah, good goal. Good period for the Rebels. They know where they can get the opportunities. They just need to figure out how to put it in the back of the net.
1-0. Maple Grove leading Champlin Park here through 1. And you're watching high school boys hockey on QCTV Sports.
Starting in April, we started our process and our project of the ice plant system. We went from a R22 refrigerant system to an ammonia system. With that came new boards and new glass. Right now, the project is at getting to be the final stages. We now have our boards in and complete. Our ice plant is running, and we have started to make ice, and then we're going to be painting here in another couple days. When we open up October 3rd, we will go back to our normal scheduled stuff. We've got our association coming back, the high schools. Open skates will start on October 3rd. I have adult hockey that runs Friday mornings at 6 a.m. is coming back. Our skate sharpening will be available. We have skates to rent during our open skate. We have also just a pro shop with just the minor things of tape, skate laces, and mouth guards. The community rooms have been open the whole time. Those will be ready to rent as well. We now have an ammonia system. Now it doesn't change how it affects the player, it's just a different way of chilling the ice and making ice. It is a more efficient system, and you have less of the refrigerant itself. So just our old system had 6,000 pounds of refrigerant, and our new system now only has 500 pounds of refrigerant. So it doesn't impact what you will see, normally in a rink. It's just on our end, it's better. It's a better system. It runs more efficient, and will save us money in the long run. Overall, yes, the project has gone well, and yes, we are excited to have it done and open it back up to the hockey players and skaters, and they will notice there's some different colors to the boards, glass, and stuff like that. That would be the most noticeable stuff, but otherwise everything else was it's all behind doors and kind of not the bells and whistles of what you can see now out here. We are very busy. We have a lot of touch-ups, a lot of things that just need to get put back in place. Not only that, but the training of the new facility, the new ice plant. But yes, we are very excited to get it across the finish line and get people back in here and get this place hopping.
Real Sports Cards started off exclusively online 5 years ago, but they opened the Champlin store during the beginning of COVID, and it all started with owner Ryan Holland.
So I've always been into collecting since I was a little kid. I started collecting when I was 7, when my Minnesota Twins won the World Series. I've always been interested in the hobby since then, and I never really thought that I would be in business in this hobby, and it happened by accident. So I started just as a collector, primarily collecting online, and that has evolved into a business, and have been able to bring that to a store in Champlin.
They aren't your normal sports card shop. They've brought a unique twist to collecting.
Traditionally, in a store like this, you might buy boxes and packs and open them for yourselves. But you never know what cards you're going to get. You could get your favorite team, you could get your least favorite team, or your favorite player, or your least favorite player. Online, instead of selling product by the box, we actually sell product by the team. So you can buy the Twins share of some of the boxes behind me, or the Vikings share, or the Wild or the Timberwolves share. Or if you're a Tom Brady's fan, you can buy the Bucks share, and you can kind of tailor your collecting towards the teams or the players that matter for you a little bit more.
They are very active online and social media.
It's a lot of fun. The neatest thing about doing sales by the team online is after we've sold these by the team, we actually open all of the product live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And so all the collectors who have bought teams, or even collectors who have aren't even participating in this box opening or box break, can watch, they can hang out, they can chat with us. We can talk about sports, we can talk about current events, anything fun that's going on. And it allows you to really get to know each other. And so we've gotten to know all these collectors in our community and consider them all friends now.
They've created a nice clean space for the sports enthusiasts to come and hang out.
One of my goals with this store was to bring a modern trading card store to this market that no one's ever really done before. You know, the traditional card store is piles of boxes and piles of cardboard and things like that. We really love these cards and feel like they should be showcased in a way that shows that we love these cards. And this is really the first modern trading card store of its kind that we've brought here to Champlin, Minnesota. We really see this space as a community space, a place where sports fans can come together and hang out. We've built a sports lounge with giant TVs and comfortable chairs and a bar top where people can sit, hang out, watch the game, open some packs. And we'll have events like autograph signings, trade nights, so collectors can come and exchange their favorite cards with each other, and a lot of different things that we can have fun with in the community.
Real Sports Cards not only sells cards, they also buy and trade with collectors of all ages.
I guess the favorite part of this business for me is that I get to goof off with baseball cards all day long. Let's be realistic. As a 7-year-old kid, I'm sure there are many who were able to enjoy cards and enjoy collectibles, enjoy Pokemon cards, whatever it is, and say, man, this would be really cool to do as a job, even though maybe it doesn't sound like a real job.
Ryan hopes for new and great things for the future of the store in Champlin.
Being able to do business in a community where the people around you care about you has been really valuable, from neighbors being able to come in and support a local business, or even the mayor dropping in to say hello and see how you're doing and check out this new space. As we invest into Champlin, it's really great at the same time to feel like Champlin is investing in us.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I'm looking forward to having lots of fun with my friends because everyone on this team has a very close bond. And I'm also looking forward to the chance of going to state because I never would have thought that would ever be like a possibility at all.
Some of my goals are that I'd really like to get a personal best this year in my 5K time. And I also would like to hopefully have our team go to state.
It really means a lot to me. I'm gonna be a leader, and I really hope that I can be an inspiration for first years, and everybody else.
To be a leader and to put in the most effort that I can for each practice, and to show everybody else that they can put in the effort too. My goal personally this year is to break 17 minutes, and that should set us up for going to state this year.
I think we're going to be a pretty spectacular team just based on visually what it looked like at our own home meet last Friday, where you saw packs of 2s and 3s up front in the top 15, both boys and girls. That's pretty impressive.
I originally started because of my dad. He runs marathons, and so I decided that it'd be fun to join cross country in 7th grade. And I really liked it, and I found that it was something I was good at and I could improve on, and I had a lot of friends that I made, and it was a great atmosphere.
I was doing Nordic skiing in the winter, and once I finally realized that a lot of my other friends on the team were doing track and cross country, I eventually decided to do it myself. And I stay in the sport because I really like the community-based activities and the racing atmosphere and the support that comes with this large and great community.
Girls team, I'm going to say the depth 1 through 10. It's the deepest team we've had as far as high-end quality, and not a lot of separation between numbers 1 through 7. Well, even that, based on performances on Friday, 1 through 12 was pretty tight. I think we were like 1 minute, under 1 minute between our number 1 and number 5 from their finish times. So that's phenomenal. On the boys' side, I think the other teams are going to have less expectations of us. We're going to have higher expectations of our performance, and that showed. We were 3rd on Friday, competing against a strong Hopkins team and an Orono team, which should be, well, close to being ranked. So I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it's still...
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
breathe right into your foot,
your plumber's masseuse,
yes,
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfies. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure
love.
First period for
yeah,
us.
Here is the lone goal scored by Maple Grove as Nathan Jaglow was able to take a pass, and one-timed pass. Anu was assisted by Jack Kiernan and Bennett Glad. Beautiful pass, and the Crimson towards the late part of the period really had the Rebels on their heels, but the Rebels came back and had a couple of nice scoring chances towards the end, and we ended up with a 1-0 shots, 15 for the Crimson, 11 for the Rebels, fairly even on the shots. I think if you looked at opportunities, scoring opportunities, probably fairly even, Jim.
Yes, and no penalties, so no power plays. You see both goalies made some big saves. Toby Hopp was challenged a couple of times where the Rebels had a couple of odd man looks. There was a turnover off of a tip right in front of him, and he made the save. And Cohen New, the junior, getting into this season as the #1 goalie here for Champlin Park. He made some nifty saves as well to keep it a 1-0 game as we are set here for period number 2. Maple Grove in the black, the dark uniforms, and the white uniforms. And I can't remember, did Champlin Park go with the LA Kings logo look last year, or was that this year? New, here come the Crimson quickly with some speed, and Kiernan just wide. I can't remember if they did that last year or this year, but it's a good take on the shield that's used on the sweaters for the Los Angeles Kings. I don't know if the Kings still use that or not. To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of Kings hockey this year.
They're up way past my bedtime.
Saw them a lot last year, because the Wild played them a bunch of times. Here's a steal the other way. Rebels again, the speedy Williams trying to center it through Aberwald. Good idea. Just out of his reach. No shot, but it comes out to the blue line. Johnson holds it in. Team captain brings it down the slot, leaves it up high. Shot taken by his defensive partner, Peterson. Picked up now by the Crimson. Chipped off the glass and all the way down. It's icing on Maple Grove.
Yeah, Williams had a nice opportunity. Almost want to have him take the shot and see if there could be create a rebound, as Williams is pretty covered up on the other side.
Brink taking the draw this time here against Trombley in the Maple Grove zone. Both goalies wearing #1 here tonight. You see Toby Hopp, senior netminder, 6'1", so decent size here at this level. Here's another steal and a save by Hopp. He pokes it away. And a good offensive look for the Rebels. Bernovic has it again. Wants to play it up to the point, but it was vacated. Anderson wasn't there. Bellison will have to retrieve here for Champlin Park. His feet up the wall, intercepted by Brink. Brink then hands it off and swung around Glad. Back to Brink, far side, too far. Up and out of the zone, Grant, then thrown right back at the Rebels here by the Crimson. They go on the attack, and a pass across Glad to Kiernan, and just out of his reach. Rebels trying to gain control here in their own zone. They do. Grant has it to center. Across the Maple Grove line, will flip it in, and Hopp will play it safe and hold on for a face-off in the Crimson end. With a 14:59 left on the clock in the second period, it's 1-0 Crimson.
Bernovic, we've called his name a couple of times. The second-line winger has had a nice couple of scoring chances that he hasn't been able to bury yet, but he's been on the doorstep.
Steenerson is 6'4", Skansen 6'3". Crimson are a bigger team than the Rebels. They've got a size advantage here, and I think some of that has come in to be a factor on that forecheck. Some of those good offensive possessions that the Crimson have had here tonight. Here is big Sawyer Skansen, corner to corner, swung back around here to the near side. Rebels clear. This will be icing on Champlin Park. We'll come right back and join Cohen New once again and get a face-off in the Rebel zone.
Yeah, 6'4", 200 Steenerson, but that's a big winger. That's tough to move out in front.
Yeah, Nelson is 6'2", Gunderson 6'1", 180. Fisher is 6 foot 220. And then Skansen, Brink, and Steenerson go 200, 180, 200 across on that second line. So the Crimson got some big boys there on those forward lines. Their forwards are bigger than their defensemen, and that is odd. In modern hockey here, usually you've got huge trees back at the blue line, and your forwards are smaller in stature, but Crimson are kind of the other way around. As Maple Grove has it at neutral, they dump it in. New stops it behind his net. Johnson fed ahead onto the stick of Brody Olson. Olson's tap pass ahead. Peterson a little bit too far. Didn't connect. Crimson come back through center with some speed and transition. Gunderson forced wide in the corner. Able to sidestep the referee. Lost the puck. Ron comes back the other way. Jordan Ron, their number 3 scorer last year, overall. Forces the puck up ahead, spun around down to the ice, no call. Aberwald. Good defense back by Maple Grove. Incidental contact, they'll say, and play rolls along. Rebels have it again. Ron up to the point. Bellison shot, and that time again, the last couple of shots here, Hop hasn't played him as cleanly as he had earlier back in the first period. Luckily for him, his Crimson teammates ready. On the attack, Nelson, he went coast to coast. Got it to the high slot, nothing there. Rebels go back the other way. They get it into the Maple Grove slot, and it's picked off again by the Rebels. They throw it out in the middle, intercepted Danny Nelson. Nelson to center, and getting a stick on is Kiernan, but the timing was off. That'll be offside here for Maple Grove. 1-0 Crimson.
Yeah, the battle out in front of the net on that rebound, and a great job by Parker Wente, who just was able to move the be a tree right in front and move the pile and get that puck out of there. So nice job by the Maple Grove defenseman.
Gunderson to take the draw, but they're going to chase him out, and they've got Kiernan now. So Coach Berglund has mixed up the lines a little bit here with Kiernan skating up with Gunderson at a wing. Kiernan started centering Jaglow and Glad in the game tonight. Puck for the Rebels. They start deep off of a skate. There'll be no icing on that. That will tumble its way down. Hop will steer it back behind his net. And Grant Leno, a junior defenseman, looking for his first point of the season. And they'll force it up to center. Here's Gunderson riding in. All of a sudden, they got an odd man rush. Gunderson tips it in. New with the save. As he was guarding the blue paint, rebound Rebels. Back up ahead to center. It's Grant. Sends it to the Crimson line. Grant gets over the boards. Now a change, and they caught him a little bit here. Odd man rush the other way. It just didn't quite connect. Kiernan on the attack on the right side. As the Rebels didn't quite get the puck deep enough. As there's a low angle shot. Big save by New. Now it's cleared out. On that line change, the Rebels didn't quite get the puck deep enough, and they got caught on the change the other way. And we're going to get an interference call here, our first penalty of the game. And it'll be on Maple Grove.
You can see there Gunderson had been out on the ice for it seemed like an eternity, and just couldn't help on that odd man rush towards the end there. You see the interference call.
Kernan knocked the guy down as the play was going the other way, right in front of the referee. It's a penalty, so that gives a power play chance here to Champlin Park. First power play here in this game. First penalty in this game. The Crimson power play at 20%, 3 of 15. And the penalty kill for Maple Grove, 83.3%. They're 5 of 6. And an early shot here in on this power play by the Rebels off of the stick of Hop and out of play on the shot taken by Austin Anderson, sophomore. Face off, far wing. Stick side here of Hop. Into the corner. Power play for the Rebels, and the Crimson get it cleared all the way down. New will stop it. He'll hand it off to Jordan Ron. Ron spinning around, coughed up the puck, but had Peterson there to cover. Right back up to Ron, gains the zone. They're onside to the middle, to a shot that deflects high, hits the high glass. The rebound comes all the way back out in front, and Ron tried to get a stick and get a shot off, couldn't. Crimson clear. With a minute 20 left to go in the man advantage here for the Rebels. Golden opportunity here for them, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can just settle the puck and get into their offense.
Ron hands it off, spinning around. Aberwald. Ron and Aberwald here in this corner on the near side. Aberwald back to Ron. To the point, Peterson. Now it's Ron with a shot, and that sails high, near side, off the glass, stays in play. Back up to Peterson with a wrist shot penalty coming up on the Crimson again as Williams got knocked down. And good job there by the Rebels. You see a 5-on-3 coming. You cough up that puck right away unless you've got a real good scoring chance, because then you can get a 5-on-3, and that's what they did there. So this is going to be a cross-check, and just one of those penalties you can't take when you're already on the power play. Parker Wente's going to go to the box. And now a 49-second 5-on-3 here for the Rebels.
Well, not only that, he takes out one of your power play, or power kill defensemen, one of your stalwarts back there. Great opportunity for the Rebels right now.
5-on-3 here for 45 seconds from right now, but getting to a 50-50 puck off of that draw. Maple Grove sends it all the way down. Ron will have to start from his own zone. Ron headmanning Peterson. Peterson back in the middle off of the stick of Grant, then Aberwald. And it'll end up coming up here to Ron. Hand off Aberwald. Here's his shot, blocked. Tallis got in the way for the Crimson, and that'll bounce all the way back to the Rebel line. Peterson, 14 seconds left of the 5-on-3 for Evan Williams. Williams, Ron centering. Peterson with a shot, save, rebound, and covering up the puck. It's under there somewhere is Tyler Hopp. Good job by the Rebels. They got the puck to the net, but Hopp has been up to the task all night long.
Yeah, Hopp did a great job at covering it up. But look at the Rebels that are just following the puck right in. You've got 3 in there. Good job by Williams. Trying to get that puck loose.
You see how well positioned Toby Hopp is. He's out in the top of his crease constantly. One player is back now. It's down to a 5-on-4. Back out on the ice is Jack Kernan after serving that interference call. So 5-on-4 for another minute here. Rebels trail it 1-0. They get it up high. Bellison shot left side. A slapper that gets blocked off the stick of Olsen. And it still bounces around, and it's whacked out of the zone by the Crimson. Flipped ahead, Johnson back to the near side. Across the line on the attack. This is Brody Olsen. Olsen, Johnson, lost it. Chance the other way, short-handed, and getting in the way of that was Johnson. If not, springing the other way, Kernan might have had a break the other way, short-handed. 25 seconds left to go here in the power play. This will be a key penalty kill here as it's stolen away. Danny Nelson across the line, tried to feed Kernan. And the Rebels are having trouble in their own zone. It's Kernan again. Johnson got in the way, back in the middle. There's Danny Nelson going to the net. No shot, goes wide, but even though they get a shot on net, they're taking a time off of this Champlin Park power play, and that was a long shift in their own zone by the Rebels, so they have to get a line change here and just dump it in. In the meantime, Wente's out of the box for Maple Grove, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey in a big penalty kill here for Maple Grove.
Well, Coach Berglund had mentioned that his special teams were special, and 50% on the power play. Their penalty kill really a story so far of this game.
Yeah, they were 5 of 6 on the penalty kills. They come in 2-on-2 into the offensive zone. Gets kicked around and through a screen. They score. Skansen from the high slot. The puck came to him. He was on the kind of the second level following the play. And coming off that long penalty kill, Maple Grove has expanded their lead to 2-0.
Yeah, Scanlon went right off of, it was actually poke-checked away off of Gunderson's stick and went right on to Skansen. And Skansen delivered, I believe, his first goal.
Yep, first goal of the season for Skansen. Time of the goal, 8:49. And that's somewhat demoralizing here for the Rebels because they just came off a power play where they had about 50 seconds of a 5-on-3, and they could not capitalize and get that puck past Hopp. And then just seconds after coming back at full strength, Maple Grove back on the board, making it 2-0. Rebels back at their line. 2-0 now, Maple Grove. We've passed the midway mark of the hockey game. Shot from way out is in on Hopp, and he holds on off of the stick of the defenseman, Austin Anderson.
Hopp has done, like you had mentioned before, his positioning is outstanding. He's moving well laterally, and just his vision has been, unencumbered tonight on the shots from.
Yeah, he's one of those goalies. The good goalies, you're not going to score from them from way out on a clean look very often. You got to get bodies in that, got to get deflection, or you got to get into the greasy areas there. We call those grease pan goals, and that might be the way that the Rebels will score here tonight against Hopp, because he seems to be at the top of his game. Maple Grove back in their own end here, the 2-0 lead now, 7:15 left in the second period. Steenerson carries it all the way deep, swings it back around, up to the point, Picconato. Reversal right point, shot, loose, score off the rebound. It's 3-0. Lucas Bush off of the save or a deflection out in front. And bang, bang, a couple of goals here in the second period for Maple Grove, and all of a sudden it's 3-0.
Yeah, the Rebels, like you had mentioned, just seem to have their wind out of themselves, not skating hard, and just really nice puck movement. Shot in from the point, deflected, and Bush right on the doorstep puts it past New, who's had a great first period.
9:55 time of the goal, so just a little more than a minute after the Skansen goal. Bush scores, and that is his first of the season. So you got Jaglow his second, Skansen and Bush their first. So it hasn't been the top line. It hasn't been Nelson, Gunderson, Fisher, and those guys here. It's been Jaglow, Skansen, and Bush, some of those guys who hadn't scored yet here this season tonight for Maple Grove. Cleared by the Crimson. Will it be enough for icing? No, they'll let it go. So Champlin Park back the other way. Long feet ahead. It's a chance for the Rebels, and a shot again. Hop way out to deny Grant. Makes the save. Rebound cleared out of danger by the Rebels, or by the Crimson. And it ends up back here near side Crimson zone. Maple Grove back up to center. Big check delivered here in the near side. Bellison as he took out Brink. Rebels stick to stick out to center. Aberwald down the near wall to the middle. Centering pass. Williams tried to drag it and get a shot off. It was a little bit behind him. Williams has it back. Bounces it up high off the glove of Wente. Wente off the near side wall. No, almost redirected. Getting a stick on that was Williams. He almost tipped that in.
We've seen that a couple of times. He has some good hand-eye coordination.
Yes, it certainly is. It comes out to center, and the Rebels dump it in deep. That was Johnson. Johnson back out to center. Blodgett trying to keep it in the zone here for Champlin Park, trailing it now 3-0. They could really use one here before the end of the second period. Parker Wente. Headman Gunderson. He comes in on his backhand side. Shot pad save New. Rebound again back along the end wall. Johnson. Team captain. Crimson get it out in front. Oh, right there was Tallis for a chance at it. He had some net to work with. Rebels got a piece of it and able to poke it out. Not yet out of the zone, though. Kernan on the forecheck got a piece of it, kept it in. Now it's back out to center. Ron for the Rebels. Intercepted. Crimson come across in small and short, tight quarters. Intercepted, played ahead Ron. Ron needs to get off on the line change. He'll backhand into the Crimson zone. New set of skaters here for Champlin Park with under 5 minutes left to go in the second period.
Champlin Park is still getting some good opportunities, just one and done.
Bernovic entered the zone. Lang trailing. Lang again. Bernovic walks the line, swings it back around. Point man Olsen comes down to hold it in. Gives it over to Bernovic. Comes near side. Peterson with a shot that'll be scooped and held onto by the senior netminder for the Maple Grove Crimson, Toby Hop. Face off in the Maple Grove end.
We've seen a couple of long tape-to-tape passes, through the neutral zone by the Rebels. I think that's one of the ways that they can look at trying to create some more scoring opportunities before the Crimson decide to keep their defensemen back.
Jaglow, Skansen, and Bush, the goal scorers here tonight for Maple Grove. They lead at 3-0. Maple Grove swept the season series last year. They played twice last year. They played just once this year, these two teams. Crimson getting numbers here. Skansen, they've got a 3-on-1 if they hurry. The Skansen shot, glove by New. Skansen tried to look off the goaltender and act as though he was going to pass that one to the middle, but New would have none of it, and it ends up in his glove.
Must be a hockey move, or a football move.
Yes.
Look off the safety.
Yeah, like you're a quarterback, you look off the safety. But the goaltender, they're reading those things as well. They were anticipating whether that puck's coming to the middle or not. And as an offensive player, if you can get that goaltender to cheat just a little bit to the middle and you're shooting from the wing, that might give you just enough to beat them. But the new glove there got her done for the Rebels. Rebels have it now. They bring it in deep. Anderson swung around. The defenseman ends up back behind the net. Up the wall far side. Bellison can't keep it in. Apparently he did, because they're onside, and a shot right on the money by Aberwald. Save made. Hop back the other way. It's the Crimson. We're going to get a penalty here on the Rebels for the first time tonight. First Champlin Park penalty on the zone entry attack by Maple Grove.
I think it's Anderson. I think that was that a trip on. Yep. So Anderson will be going to the. I thought it was.
No, I think it must have just. Well, you know what? Again, it was just offside.
Okay.
But in this instance, the referee with the orange, I'm not used to that.
Yeah,
I've
you're
done
right.
14 college games here, and this is my first high school game. It's weird seeing a guy with an orange sleeve with his arm up. Here's a wraparound score by the Crimson. What a play by Gunderson.
He is. That's actually.
Oh, check that. That's Brink.
Brink, yep.
That's 27, not 17, but he kept that puck on his stick and he wrapped it around and scored. It's now 4-0. Look at it here. Quick.
Yes.
That's what you got to do on that play. You got to be quick.
Long arms.
13:50 time of this goal. A 3-goal period here for Maple Grove. That makes it 4-0. Brink getting his third.
And there's another one.
And they just got another one. I was just writing it down.
Yeah. Jerry Gleese with a shot right over the stick of New. And Gleese.
8 seconds.
Man,
yeah,
nice
that's,
shot.
Jaron Geese, the 5'11 senior playing on the fourth line. That's his first goal of the season. And I think Champlin Park's going to call a timeout here. Wow. The scoring floodgates have opened up a little bit here for Maple Grove. 4 goals this period they've scored now. They scored 2 in the span of a minute 6, and then they scored 2 in a span of 8 seconds.
Yeah, definitely a good time for a timeout. You can see Coach Potter there, 4th year.
Actually, they announced the goal as Ellingson. I'd have to take a look at that replay again to make sure on that.
Yeah. So
5-0 your score. Crimson leading the Rebels. There you see Coach Tom Potter, who kept this game close in the first period. Last year they lost 7-1 and 4-1 to this Crimson team.
Well, Coach Potter just asking for effort right now.
Yeah. I mean, you give up a couple of goals. That doesn't mean you got to keep with the effort. You got to keep pushing that foot on the pedal here.
Todd Berglund, coach since 2005. He's been there 16 years.
Yeah, he's in his 7th year as the head coach. He was assistant under Gordy Roberts. Or excuse me, Gordy Roberts was the assistant there for a while. Gordy Roberts, of course, was at Elk River. But he was assistant. They had a couple of coaches, like Gary Stefano. Then they had a young man that was there for a year or two. And now Coach Berglund has been there. And they've had some good success. They've been to the state tournament with that tournament trip last year. 3 out of the last 5 years.
Took the loss from I believe it was Eden Prairie.
Yes, they lost in the semifinals in overtime to Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie then won it in overtime against Lakeville South. So it's 5-0 Crimson after the Champlin Park timeout. As the puck is in the Maple Grove zone. Let's see what the Rebels do after their timeout here. What kind of push maybe they can get going in the offensive zone. And instead, the Crimson able to clear it out. It's thrown out near the blue line. Coming back to help out the centerman, Blodgett. Gives it back to Peterson. Peterson right back up the middle. Tried a long pass up to the blue line, Peterson. Crimson got a piece of it, and it will be offside here on Champlin Park with 2:19 left to go in the second period.
Yeah, there's still, this is the 4th game for the Rebels, so a lot of hockey in front of you, and this is gut check time on if you can play with the big boys and how to stay with them.
Crimson come into this one. They're ranked number 3 in the state, Class AA. After finishing amongst the top 4 last year at the XL Energy Center in a state tournament that concluded in April, which was quite odd, but of course last year was odd.
Doesn't get much more odd. Yes,
Danny
right.
Nelson held in here by the Crimson. Centering, back behind the net. Comes back to Gunderson. Gunderson up high, straightaway shot. Stelgis. Down was the goaltender New. End up in the corner. Up and down the wall. Near side, Nelson gives it up. Slap shot, one-timer. Tallis ends up in the near corner here for the Crimson. Crimson setting up here, very comfortable right now in the offensive zone. It's Nelson, dances down the slot. Nelson to the backhand shovel, and the save New. Rebound right back to Nelson like he had it on a string. Near side, Tallis. Spun around at the blue line and ends up back at center. And the Crimson will flip it right back into the far side. Rebels with Peterson, and the puck came right out in front of the Rebel zone. They find it and send it down for an icing with 1:06 remaining in period 2.
Yeah, Riker Grant, good. That was the best decision possible right now. Get it out. Let's get regrouped and let's get back to it. I want to give a shout out to Will Bernovic, who on the backside is hanging on Danny Nelson and keeping him away from that back iron. Really impressive defense.
Danny Nelson, one of the newcomers, just a sophomore, playing in the varsity for the first time here this year as a sophomore. But the numbers that Maple Grove has, they don't have a lot of sophomores that have played in recent memory. Bush is a sophomore, Lucas Bush and Danny Nelson. Those appear to be the only sophomores in their on their lineup and in their lineup here tonight. So we have under a minute left to go in the second period. 30 seconds to be exact right now. And Rebels have it in their own end. Johnson forced to the corner, now behind his net. Trying to get away from Skansen, who is big and he can skate.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous combination. Trailing the play, Steenerson ends up along the end wall. Rebels find it there. Ron, 10 seconds left. Ron up the wall, gives it up left side. It's the outside of the cage. Quick little wrist shot, heavy shot by Johnson, but hit the outside of the net. It'll be sent down here by Maple Grove as the horn sounds, and that is the end of the second period. It was 1-0 after one, but the Crimson exploding for 4 goals here in period number 2. And they'll take a 5-0 lead in the third period,
Yeah,
Jim.
really, the second half of this period was all Crimson, and great shots and just constant pressure on New, and it paid off.
Certainly did. A 4-goal second period. 5-0 Maple Grove in the Northwest Suburban Conference season opener here on QCTV Sports.
Do you hear it? Listen closer. It's your stomach trying to tell you something. Feed me. Good news. Champlin has many options. In the mood for pizza? We've got you covered. Check out Mary's Deli and Pizza, Broadway Pizza, Pizza Hut, or Papa Murphy's. Is Mexican food more your thing? Have you checked out Chili Lime yet? Or El Toro? Of course, there's Chipotle too if you want a burrito. If you're looking for some more fast food, there's McDonald's, Culver's, and Subway. 2 locations can be found in Champlin. Speaking of sandwiches, how about Herbert's and Gerbert's, Jimmy John's, or the newly opened Jersey Mike's? For the meat lovers out there, be sure to check out Q Fanatic. And while Von Hans's isn't technically a restaurant, it has amazing options if you're looking to grill something at home. While you're over at Von Hanson's, you can check out Hootie's Cafe and Lil Bar. Oh, you want more bars and nightlife? Champlin's got you. 5-8 Grill and Bar might have just what you need, or perhaps Willie McCoy's, or Clive's. Buffalo Wild Wings, surely, especially if it's game day. Bonacera and Pour Wine Bar are excellent locations to try wines and dimes. And Champlin's very own brewery, Elm Creek Brewing Co., has you covered for literally the freshest drinks in town. They're brewed and poured right here in Champlin. Did I say anything about Arigato, Ginza, Me's Eatery, or Lian Chen? No? Well, Champlin has several options for Asian food if that's what you're in the mood for. Probably forgetting something. Oh, that's right, dessert. Can't forget dessert. Cullen's is the place to get ice cream, and donuts can be found at Cafe Donuts. Whew, all this talking about food has me hungry. And if you weren't before, I'm sure you are now. So check out the multitude of options to fill up your stomach without needing to fill up your gas tank, right here in Champlin.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Its space rocket themed playground is a kid favorite. It also boasts Anoka's premier skate park and has wonderful family picnic areas. For more information on any of these parks, please check out www.ci.anoka.mn.us.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome to the Andover Veterans Memorial.
It's a beautiful Friday morning in the city of Andover, and we're checking out the brand new Veterans Memorial. We're hanging out with Public Works Director Dave Berkowitz to learn more. Hey Dave, can you give us a little background on this project?
Back in 2004, former Councilmember Mike Knight had an interest in creating a Veterans Memorial somewhere within the city. He took that initiative and worked towards renaming the street, which was at that time called 152nd Lane, just west of Nightingale Street, and had going through the name change to create Veterans Memorial.
The Veterans Memorial is located on the corner of Nightingale Street and Veterans Memorial Boulevard. Dave, when people come to check this out, what can they expect?
You'll see a large flagpole with a curved wall, which is the memorial itself, and you can purchase a 4x6 plaque in memory or of an existing veteran that you want to recognize. If you're interested in buying a plaque in honor of a loved one, you can go to the city's website, and on the lower left corner of the homepage, you can find more information about the Veterans Memorial.
You can also visit Andover's website for a full brochure which has loads of information, as well as a memorial engraving order form that you can fill out.
To be eligible to purchase a plaque, there are certain conditions. You either have to live in Andover, you live in Andover and have a loved one that you want to recognize, or you work for the city of Andover or worked for the city of Andover in the past.
We encourage everyone to come by, check out the beautiful Veterans Memorial in the city of Andover.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this like deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Stem is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you've smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.
Third period, 5-0 Maple Grove. Jim, a big second period for the Crimson. 4 goals on the board in that second period, taking this 5-0 lead into the third.
Yeah, and it really started after, and you had mentioned that, you know, it was a 5-on-3, a power play that the Champlin Park Rebels had, and they were kind of killed by the Crimson, and then the scoring barrage started. You just saw there Sawyer Skansen from Gunderson, and then Logan Bush scores for Maple, and then 2 goals 8 seconds apart. Here comes Finn Brink, who was able to bury in the back of the net, and along with Jay Ellingson. So 4 goals quickly.
Yes.
And towards the end there, and we've got a 5-0 lead for the Crimson.
You could possibly say that a real turning point in this game was that 5-on-3 penalty kill for Maple Grove. You know, if the Rebels score 1 or even 2 at that point in time, who knows how that changes the complexion. But the Crimson kind of used that penalty kill as kind of a boost, if you will, a springboard. And then they scored 4 goals in the second and did not look back. Crimson trying to put on a pressure here in their own zone, trying to find a way to alleviate the pressure here against the Rebels, and they do. Long feed. It's Nelson with a shot that goes wide. tried to beat the goaltender New on the glove side, and it's sent the other way by Champlin Park. Rebels won the opening faceoff here in the third period, had some offensive zone time in the Maple Grove zone. Do the Rebels have enough here to kind of put a press on, try to put a push in this early third period to try and get one or two? You know, the Crimson have it behind the net. They feed it up to the point, and the shot through by Jaglow, who had the first goal of the game way back in the first period. That was his second of the season, had his shot go wide. Gunderson along the end wall, centering pass. Nelson wide open, stick save New.
Great save by New.
Back to the point to Lanou. That's Grant Lanou, Jr. for Maple Grove. Champlin Park back into the Crimson zone. They force it in here along the near side. Bernovik's line. Crimson find it, and looking for it is Danny Nelson. Nelson, little drag, tried to go around the defender. Peterson would get a piece of it, and it's flipped out of the zone by the Rebels. Bernovik right back at center.
Nice defensive play by Peterson.
Lanou dumps it in, stopped by the goaltender New. Champlin Park in the white uniforms, and Maple Grove in the darks with the black, the gold, and the crimson. Their long feed was tipped, so it's no icing. And that'll give the Rebels a chance to go back with Johnson, team captain, from behind his net. Swung around, lead pass, stick to stick, Lang. Lang in the middle, Ron. They come across offside.
One thing that I know that Coach Potter probably talked about in the locker room is, hey, let's win this period. You've got a young team. We've got 10 sophomores that can play on varsity this season. And you've got an opportunity to kind of work on the third period execution.
Brink against Blodgett on the faceoff. Maple Grove ends up with it. It's Brink right down that far side. Finn Brink taken out of the play along the end wall. Picked up Rebels. Rebels tipped ahead. Lang out to center. He's looking for Blodgett. Eventually ends up on Blodgett's stick, who will tip it deep into the Maple Grove zone. Blodgett off on the line change. It'll be the Crimson coming the other way. Out of their zone, out to center. Brink again, who's been very active tonight. The junior has a goal, his third of the season. Crimson find it, or the Rebels find it. They bounce it all the way through. It's going to be whistled down. They had two guys. Rebels had two guys waiting at the blue line trying to set up a 2-on-1. Didn't quite connect. They whistled it down offside, so the faceoff will come outside of the Maple Grove blue line.
Yeah, they were waiting for the Hail Mary there.
Well, when you're down 5-0, you have to do something like that.
Yep.
Shots on goal, 26-23 entering this period, by the way. Champlin Park outshot Maple Grove in that second period, 12-11. A lot of it, though, also is the quality of shots here. Maple Grove has had the little higher quality shot selection and able to get the puck to the net from higher scoring areas, some of those grade areas a little bit more than Champlin Park here tonight. Wente off the glass. Made a weird sound. I know they've got new glass here because they put in the seamless glass. I think since the last time I was here, seamless glass. They've got the new ice plant. You saw that feature with Nick Powell, the arena manager, during our first intermission. And of course, a lot of buildings having to put in the new ice plant with the, no longer able to use Freon.
Yep. With
the amount of Freon limited. So you're seeing that throughout the state of Minnesota. This one up to the line, held in. Little backdoor try, didn't quite connect to Steenerson. And Steenerson still after it here on the forecheck, in along with Fisher along the end wall. Steenerson keeps it in over for Fisher. And it's tipped, and the Rebels have it the other way. 2-on-2. Ron has the puck, spins around, centers it out to the slot, poked out by Wente, and back out to center.
Bellison just off his stick. Nice pass by Ron.
Coach Berglund has changed his lines up a little bit from earlier in the game. I don't know if I haven't noticed an injury or anything, but Fisher's been, they kind of flip-flopped and mixed up their top three lines. Shot from the left wing. Bernovic right into the glove of Toby Hopp, who has kept a 0 on the board here against Champlin Park. It's 5-0. A live look in, Coon Rapids and Blaine over at the Coon Rapids Arena. Northwest Suburban Conference opener.
Blaine up 6-2. Another good year for the Bengals.
4-goal difference there, 5-goal difference here with the defending conference champs. 2-on-2 the other way through center. Ellingson, who has a goal tonight. He has the most recent goal. Cleared by the Rebels. Icing on Champlin Park. We'll come back and join Cohen New, junior, playing his first varsity here, seeing his first varsity action this year, at least as far as minutes and stats.
The Champlin Park goalies, they have been good over the last couple of cycles. Brendan Boyden now playing freshman at the U.
Gunderson, Nelson, and Kernan. So that's been the change. Kernan started the game as the third-line center. He's up at wing now with Gunderson and Nelson. Then they drop Fisher down. Up to the point, Picanato, Maple Grove up high, fanning on it Nelson. Champlin trying to take advantage of that with numbers the other way, and it comes out played with a high stick. They'll whistle it down. 11:54 remaining here in the third. 5-0 Crimson.
I like the way they cycle up towards the top, and they've got 3 skaters around the blue line. And kind of a new offense probably that they're trying out here towards the third period.
One of the goals for Maple Grove as compared to their earlier games, they wanted to apply some pressure, get pucks to the net, make it hard on the goaltender, and they've been able to do that here tonight. Took advantage of an odd man rush or two as well on their way to this 5-0 advantage. Landon Gunderson has it behind the net, swings it up around to the far side. Picanato bouncing through the slot. Leno tried to settle it down. Ends up on the stick of Danny Nelson with Gunderson trailing the play. Gunderson has it behind the net. Kiernan along with him. Gunderson stops on a dime, attacks out in front. Beautiful play, shot by Nelson, saved by the goaltender New. And then the rebound attempt was blocked by traffic. Rebound Rebels bouncing out to center. Gloved and dropped Williams 1-on-2. Tries to split a double team. Gets it back. Wonderful centering pass, and a backhand chance is on net by Aberwald. He didn't have a great angle. He was skating away from the net with the backhand. He still was able to get it in on hop. Face off in the Maple Grove zone.
Yeah, Evan Williams. I tell you, we've seen a couple of nice behind the back or no look passes from him tonight. And Aberwald just not able to put it in.
Face-off won by the Crimson in their zone. A.J. Tallis had a goal last year. Cleared, icing. And we'll come back and rejoin the senior netminder, Toby Hopp.
And we also have to kind of remind ourselves that Ethan Muss is not in action tonight.
Yeah.
He's got 5 goals so far in the first 3 games, 5 out of the 15, and definitely add a little bit more to this punch to this.
He was one of their, if not their top returner from last year, along with Jordan Ron, who had 16 points. Muss had 12 points last year, so one of their key returners off of last year's team. And injured in the most recent game. Rebels work it around. Grant. I don't know if Coach Potter mentioned when they hope to get Muss back or not.
Well, they said a couple of weeks. They were hoping to have him back in a couple of weeks.
Crimson on the attack, dancing down that left wing. That was Brink. He hurdled over a defender and sprawled down on the ice to prevent a centering pass. And Brink actually hurdled over him. And the puck comes back out to neutral. Crimson come right back at it. Jaglow has it to the slot, hits the goaltender New up high, rebound, scramble to the right of New. He looks for it, he smothers it with that glove and forced the face-off here in his zone.
Well, nice job by New to be able to, with sticks in his face, be able to freeze that puck. I think that's, to be honest, that little pushing and shoving is the first we've seen of that all night. It's been a very not cantankerous game.
No. We've only had 2 penalties called. They overlapped against Maple Grove. And Champlin Park 0 for 2 on the power play here tonight. Rebels have not been called for a penalty. There's one where we thought, oh, here's a chance. All in now, and a big save by Hopper. A goal, he scores. That snuck past him underneath Hop, and Champlin Park on the board. Matthew Blodgett able to take it to the net. Matthew Blodgett getting his 2nd of the season, 2nd of his career. Right here, he went 5-hole. It's hard to see where the puck was. I thought it's in the back of the net and it never bounced around. The way the goaltender Hop reacted, I thought it was in his glove, so it was hard to tell. Players knew it was in the net. fans on the opposite side knew. But Blodgett gets his second of the season. Here you see it right here, 5-hole. Just between the pads and in.
Nice job by the junior.
Unassisted goal. That takes the 0 off the board here for Champlin Park. And they come right back. Aberwald getting back as Maple Grove has done here. They get back defensively. And they find the loose puck and flip it up ahead. Marganeau now on the attack. Gunderson, little toe drag. Gets loose in the slot. Spinning around is Marganeau. Back in the corner. Big Danny Nelson up along the far side. Tries to pull Ron out of there and the puck at the same time. Throwing his body in now. Peterson along the end wall out in front. Kick save made by New. Comes back up the slot. Chance for Marganeau again. Here's his shot that did something. Then rebound trying to tuck it in. In low was Gunderson. And Gunderson has it right back. No look. Pass left side behind his back and they score. Jack Kernan with his third of the season, and Maple Grove answers to make it 6-1.
Well, that was a pretty impressive pass. We see a couple of those. See Gunderson right here, looks right back. Kernan buries it in. Just great execution offensively and answers that third period goal.
Kernan's third of the season here for Maple Grove. 8:19 time of this goal. Shots are 33-26 right now here for the game in favor of the Crimson, and they have that 5-goal lead back now, 6-1. Bellison gets it started for the Rebels all the way in deep here in the near side corner, helped around Trombley. Trombley hovering up above the scrum of the near half wall for the Rebels. Puck ends up on his stick. He plays it up to the blue line, but it sneaks out of the zone. Austin Anderson having to reset. Gives it up to Bellison. Nice move near side. Ran to his own guy. And restarting from zone, Jay Ellingson. Ellingson scored his first goal of the season here tonight for Maple Grove. Trying to pick up their 21st consecutive conference win. They won the last 4 games 2 years ago, in finishing second in the conference, and then they won all 16 games last year. As we'll get this one in on the goaltender, and Hop will cover it up.
And some of that's really impressive when you think about, having to play Andover twice, having to play Blaine twice, and Centennial. I mean, those are some.
That's a great run.
Yeah, that is a very impressive run.
Last year, Maple Grove 21-2. Their only losses were to Lakeville South in the regular season, and then lost in overtime to Eden Prairie in the semifinals, 6-5. Eden Prairie then went on to win in overtime against Lakeville South, an exciting Class AA state championship. Crimson carrying it in deep. It's Finn Brink. Up high, shot blocked out in front. Stelgis with a shot, hit bodies out in front, and you can tell who it hit. It's Roy Johnson, slow to get up. He took that one on the leg, and now we're going to get a penalty right in front of the Champlin Park bench as Blodgett went down. Let's see who's going to go.
I think they're both.
Yeah, it looks like they might get 2 2-minute minor penalties here. They'll send them both, or will they not?
Nope, just one.
Nope, just Blodgett. Blodgett to the box. This will be the first power play of the game for Maple Grove. Their power play has been pretty effective. 4 for 8 for 50% here in their first couple of games of the season.
Yeah, and that's against Moorhead and Edina. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Edina was number 7 at the time they played, and they're now number 1, and Moorhead was number 3 when the Crimson played them, and they've dipped down a little bit, but still in the top 10. So power play chance here for the Crimson, their first of the game. Landon Gunderson, watch for him, and they score.
Danny Nelson taking a pass from Gunderson and goes and puts it up, as Joe Rulin would say, up with the peanut butter. Top shelf hits the crossbar and goes in. So now Nelson from Gunderson.
Well, that's just you can see why their power play is so good. I mean, you got guys with that kind of skill making plays like that in and around the net.
Yep.
There really wasn't a whole lot that the goaltender Cohen knew could do. So Nelson scoring, Danny Nelson, third of the season. And I think the Crimson here, if I look at it, 7 different goal scorers tonight. They've had Jaglow, Skansen, Bush, Brink, Ellingson, Kernan, and Nelson. I don't think I repeated a name there, did I?
You
No.
did not.
7 different scorers here tonight for a deep Maple Grove team with 6:38 left to go, third period. And it is 7-1 Crimson. Their 7th goal on the board after the Champlin Park Rebels had made it 6-1. Actually, they made it 5-1. Now back-to-back goals, 2 unanswered here for Maple Grove, making it 7-1 as the Crimson go back and retrieve in their end. Leno back here near side, up the wall, but not yet out. Bouncing it back out to center. It'll be left to right. Picanato comes in. A defenseman to the backhand, throws it out in front. Good coverage defensively. Peterson, the assistant captain, got back, found it, and he clears it all the way down. But this will be icing here for the Rebels with 5:54 left, and we are in running time now.
Yeah, and Peterson was right on that back post, right where he should be. And good clear.
After tonight, the Rebels go to Centennial. That'll be a Thursday game, so they don't play for another week. And then they won't play for another week after that when they host Blaine. So it's just 1 game a week here for the next couple of weeks for Champlin Park. Puck at center, big hit there. Stelgis goes down as he was taken to the ice, and a big check by Champlin Park. And that's Christian Capitan, who was listed as one of their extra forwards. He's their 13th forward tonight. Junior seeing some time. He was the one who delivered that hit. First time we had seen number 13 out on the ice. He's out there now for Champlin Park along with Drew Paginen. 4th line guys getting opportunity to skate here for Champlin Park. Rebels looking to clear. They force it down. Makes its way to the Maple Grove zone. They tip it back out to center, and the Crimson will find it here at their line. Crimson's Lucas Bush lost it at center. Coming in, Ty McGee. Number 23 out there for the first time here, first shift. McGee gets it to Bellison, comes down the wing, a little too deep, spins into the corner. Back here to the near half wall, pile of bodies there, nearing 4 minutes left to go with our running time here in the third period. Puck finally poked free. Tallis back behind the net, coughed it up though, looking to center Williams, and it does come out in front. And Toby Hopp, who's played well tonight in the nets, has given up just the 1 goal here and has faced 27 shots on goal. That total right now unofficial, but he smothers there.
Yeah, and I think the defense for the Crimson have done a nice job of clearing lanes and allowing them to have good sight lines with those shots too. So
Maple Grove will play Blaine coming up on Saturday, so off day tomorrow, and then they host Blaine, 3 o'clock afternoon game. Then they'll host Anoka on December 9th. Here in the next week or so for Maple Grove. Ranked 3rd in the state after being ranked number 1. But then losing to Edina, that shifted things a little bit. Then they beat Moorhead 5-2, which was a good quality win.
How about that start to a season?
For a schedule?
Yeah.
Edina and Moorhead, yeah.
Doesn't
top 10 teams. Shot up high, Brody Olson, that hit a leg. Back behind the Crimson net, Parker Wente. A lot of these guys, even though they lost 7 of their 9 top scorers last year for Maple Grove, they had a number of guys that played on last year's state tournament team, like Gunderson, Brink, Skansen, Glad, Jaglow, Kernan, Margano, Wente, Tallis. They just lost some really high-end talent.
Yeah. Well, Kyle Kukkonen has been.
Well, last year he had 74 points in 23 games. Here's a chance right out front. New makes the save. No, it got past him. It's a goal.
I thought he had it. Boy.
It really did. The way he reacted, it looked like he did, but that's going to be Margano, it looked like, out in front.
Yeah, Luke Margano. Great pass, and nobody covered up. Margano with the 8th goal.
Makes it 8-1 Crimson.
That was the 8th player to score, as you had mentioned.
Margano had not scored yet. That's his first of the season. We'll go 15-minute mark for an estimation here on the running time. Marganeau is first of the season. 8-1 now Maple Grove. Rebels to the slot. Out by Kernan. Kernan tried a long pass for Gunderson. Rebels get back to intercept. And they'll have it here in their own end. Nolan Peterson up to center. Paginen centering it in the middle. He wanted to go with the defenseman. Peterson jumping into the play. Back up to the point. There's a forward there. That's Capitan. Here's his shot. Knocked away to the near corner. Nearing a minute remaining in the third period in what will turn out to be Maple Grove's 21st consecutive Northwest Suburban Conference victory. They'll be tested their next time out, though, against Blaine coming up on Saturday. If you're looking for something to do Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock, Maple Grove Community Center. Big tussle between the Bengals and the Crimson. Left side, good look. Gunderson saved New. Rebound the other way by the Rebels with under a minute left.
A really good win after a kind of a tough first period. A back and forth first period.
Gunderson run into, goes down. He stayed up, though. The guy doing the hitting, McGee, a sophomore, went down. Steenerson for the Crimson now with a chance. He comes into the offensive zone. It's gloved and held on to by New. And the clock will continue to run. We'll drop it here in a few seconds and wrap this one up, and it'll be a victory for the Maple Grove Crimson.
Well, the Crimson, I think it's proven tonight just on the scoring sheet alone, they're a deep team. And they've got 1 through 3 lines that are really solid that can find the net.
Puck in low for Fisher, gets a look, deflected to the corner. Crimson to the point, Tallis, and it goes out of play. We'll get the horn, and that is the end of this one. The Northwest Suburban Conference season opener after a close first period. Maple Grove blew it open with the 4 goals in period 2, took a 5-0 lead into the third period, and they outscored the Rebels here 3-1 in the third, and it ends up, Jim, an 8-1 final. So an impressive start here for the conference season for Maple Grove, and I'm sure there's some things here, as all coaches say, there's things that they want to work on and so forth. Somebody on the exterior, just a casual fan goes, you won 8-1. Is there things you need to work on? But I'm sure every coach has things they want to work on and so forth. But still, 8-1, pretty comfortable win here for Maple Grove. They look good, and Champlin Park looked good at times tonight. I mean, they hung with them in that first period, and then it was after that penalty kill that things just changed in that second period, and it was all Maple Grove after that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, good experience for some of these young kids for Champlin, the Rebels. So good long season ahead, and good start for the Crimson.
Maple Grove improving to 2-1, 1-0 in the conference. Champlin Park suffering their first loss this season, 2-1-1 and 0-1 in conference play. Good luck to the Rebels next week at Centennial on Thursday, and Maple Grove hosting Blaine Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. For everybody in the truck here tonight, the Champlin Ice Forum, along with Jim, your last name's Childs, right? I almost forgot it there. Jim Childs. Along with Jim Childs, I'm Jim Erickson. And you've been watching high school boys hockey on QCTV Sports. Again, your final. Maple Grove 8, Champlin Park 1. Good night, everybody.